The change that we must embrace is not a simple change of political structure or economic policy, but rather a complete revolution of consciousness and awareness within the human mind.
Hey guys, this is Derek Rose with Houston Freethinkers and Freedomizer Radio, coming at you live today in Freeport, Texas for Constitution Day. Today, Ron Paul, Sheriff Mack, and Debra Medina will be giving speeches, so we're going to be out here trying to get some interviews and find out just what this Constitution is all about.
Major media outlets are now useless. They steady discredit a reliable source as they recite a one.
Hey guys, what's up? We're here at Constitution Day with Chad from Morpheus Art Collective. Chad, how you doing?
Doing great.
Appreciate you coming in and giving us a little interview. Can you please tell people about the Morpheus Art Collective, what you guys are about, what you're doing here?
Alright, so we're a collective of artists, not just painters, drawers. We also have musicians, glassblowers, and whatnot. Here to help people out, get as many artists together so we can help each other out.
Definitely building community through art. I like that. So why today are you specifically here for this Constitution Day event? Ron Paul and other liberty-minded politicians and activists out here. Why did you guys choose to be a part of this?
We're basically all about preserving your personal freedom, and what better way to do that than like this, and pretty much show how freedom can inspire other people to do the same.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for taking a little bit of time.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, guys. Morpheus Art Collective, check them out.
If you try to refuse, they gon' cut up your supply of food. Now they telling students, no shot, no school. Well, I know my rights, now you're not a fool. We get harassed cause we meet in the streets, labeled terrorists for exercising freedom of speech. We try to...
Hey guys, it's Derek again here at Constitution Day. I'm here with Jay Stang of Texas Oathkeepers. How you doing, Jay?
Pretty good. How you doing, Derek?
Doing great. Why don't you tell everybody here a little bit about Texas Oathkeepers, what you're all about?
Well, Texas Oathkeepers were the state branch for Texas for the National Oathkeepers Organization. We're a professional organization. One of our organizations is when you join the military, become a police officer, or even an attorney, all the way up to the president, you sign it up and swear it up to support the Constitution of the United States. And so recent events such as everything you saw on video in Hurricane Katrina, and the aftermath in New Orleans, convinced us that the people that were taking the oath to the Constitution had no idea what was actually in it because of their actions. And so we felt that there was a pressing need in order to create an organization to remind people what they've sworn an oath to and educate them on what they should be doing and what they should not be doing.
And is it also true that the government and different organizations such as the Southern Poverty Law Center label the Oathkeepers as an extremist hate group?
Yeah, they basically pull any name out of the hat, the typical ones, Nazi, fascist, militia, all these different names that don't describe what we are at all. It's just lumping us in with propaganda tactics. Very Orwellian, because we are the people that are pledging ourselves to follow the Constitution and to do what we swore we do, and the opposition is ignoring the Constitution and what they swore to do. So it's actually backwards. The fifth column is the bigger group, and the actual patriots and the people that are doing the right thing are definitely the minority.
As well, last year, a friend of mine who was in the Navy, he made me aware of the fact that they're being told if they join the Oathkeepers that they are put on a watch list by the Department of Defense. So they are actively warning people against this, against people who are taking the time out of their day and their energy and their money and putting their name on the line and basically standing for what this country is about, the Constitution, and they're labeled as an extremist,
Consider the bizarro. This is so bizarro. If you join an organization that says, let's uphold the oath that we took the Constitution, you're on a watch list and you're labeled a threat. So the Constitution basically is a threat to the United States government and the military, although everybody in the military has taken that oath to support and defend it.
Definitely. So that maybe that means that we should reevaluate where the threat's coming from. Maybe it's coming within our own government.
Well, just remember, you swear to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Definitely. Well, Jay, thank you for taking the time out of your day.
My pleasure.
Appreciate you being here with us.
Right.
We'll be back.
The state legislatures are duty-bound to interpose their power to prevent the federal government from victimizing its people. Has that happened any lately? Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Derek again. I'm here with Sheriff Mack at Constitution Day. Sheriff, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. This is a great day to celebrate freedom. just a week ago we were in New York for 9/11 and
Liberty
had a great
Fest.
Liberty Fest there. Celebrating the Constitution, man, that's right up my alley. I love it. I love America. And what scares me though is that we don't follow the Constitution in this country anymore. And that's what I find the scariest about not just Barack Obama, but all the politicians in Washington, D.C. None of them care about the Constitution anymore, except this guy by the name of Ron Paul.
Definitely. I think there's a lot of people here to support Ron Paul, and for those people who at home who may have not heard about you and a lot of the things that you've accomplished for this movement, for the Constitution, for the people, maybe you can tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, I was a small town sheriff in Arizona, and the federal government passed a law called the Brady Bill, and it literally commandeered the office of the sheriff across this country. And I was the first one in the United States, and perhaps in United States history as a sheriff, to sue the federal government, say that you can't tell me what to do, you're not my boss. And the Supreme Court agreed with me, and it went all the way to the United States Supreme Court. We won a landmark decision on the 10th Amendment, states' rights and state sovereignty. And when Justice Scalia said that the states are not subject to federal direction, that's a huge slap in the face to, well, at the time it was President Clinton. But it's a huge slap in the face of the federal government. The EPA cannot tell us what to do. But if we sit here and bow down to these criminal bureaucrats from Washington, D.C., then of course they think they can tell us what to do. And so it's really up to the states to tell the federal government, get back to Washington, D.C. where you belong. That's the only place they have jurisdiction.
Definitely. So for those of you at home, I think that what Sheriff Mack's about goes right along with what we're here at the Houston Freethinkers and Freedomizer Radio about building community, and that it has to start on a local and a state level, that we can't wait for it to happen federally.
Exactly.
And so we want to thank you, Sheriff, for being here and for standing up for the Constitution and for the people.
All right. If you have any more, if you want any more information, just go to sheriffmack.com.
Awesome.
Okay, thanks.
Anyone who goes against the consensus, well, I will not remain silent. To the media, I am a nutcase.
Hey guys, it's Derek again. I'm here at Constitution Day in Freeport with Debra Medina. How you doing, ladies?
Good.
And she, in the past, she ran for a Republican primary against Rick Perry. She had an awesome campaign, unfortunately unsuccessful, and she's here today. At Constitution Day, Ms. Medina, why are you here? Why do you think it's important for us to recognize the Constitution?
I think we're seeing a lot of successes actually from the work that we're doing to wake people up again to what the U.S. Constitution says. I've often said that it's the best blueprint ever drafted for a free and prosperous society, and yet we've kind of built our society without paying attention to that plan. And certainly the founders' intentions were good. They worked hard to put it together for us, and then almost immediately, if you go back and look, we began to move away from that. We've gotten farther and farther away from it. People are beginning to realize that we are not enjoying the sorts of prosperity and freedoms that we should be, and are beginning to look for an explanation as to why. I think the work that Congressman Paul has done throughout his life in the political arena, but particularly in the 2008 presidential campaign, and then the work that's going on again in this presidential campaign, has really started to kind of ignite again a hunger for these ideas and these principles. Congressman Paul will say they're not unique to him. Jefferson and Madison and the folks that worked on drafting the U.S. Constitution would say that these ideas of freedom were not unique to them. We are created, there are natural laws, and when men adhere to and abide by those laws and limit their government, then people are free and prosperous. And so we're beginning to see, I think all across the country, people looking for that. Celebrations like this are important to help us remember again what sort of government we have in this country.
And you and Congressman Ron Paul have done a lot of good work in the area, especially here in Texas and around the country. And I mentioned that you ran for the Republican primary. You're also you're the chairman of We Texans. Maybe you can tell us more about that.
We felt like folks who had supported that campaign had given money to that campaign for a particular purpose, primarily because we were talking about the importance of private property ownership in Texas, and also the importance of state sovereignty. As we see the federal government becoming more and more of a big government nanny state. We've recognized that it is the 9th and 10th Amendment, the exercising of state sovereignty, where states refuse to implement federal laws that are outside of the bounds of the U.S. Constitution, that will put them back where they need to be in Washington, D.C. So we've taken the resources that we had following the campaign and set up a nonprofit that is working primarily and specifically on those issues, but also on issues of good government, integrity, and justice here in Texas, focused exclusively on Texas policy. If people haven't visited us before, I hope they'll take an opportunity to do that. WeTexans.com, lots of great information for you there, and activists all around the state who are very engaged in that work. We all have a role to play in helping to shape the dialogue. Some of us are going to run for office, others might not, but we can all serve to restore the Constitution and freedom and prosperity that we ought to be enjoying.
Thank you very much. You guys heard it from Ms. Medina herself. Grassroots activism, that's where it's at. We got to lay the groundwork for what they're doing for us. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
It wasn't anything special. It looked worse than it really was. He's sort of like a aggressive type of guy. If he talks to you, he just
I think he offended a lot of people when he
yeah, he looked like he was pretty mean. We're not any better.
Reset that.